Obi-Wan, you're quite gone, kid.
Oh man, that sucks. We were just talking for like 15 minutes and it disappeared forever.
Well, fortunately, wait, was it still recording or no?
No, it all stopped. It was streaming, stopped, and it was recording, and then it wasn't.
Damn. So what were we talking? What were we talking about?
I was like, "Hey, have you seen the Pentaveret?" And Aaron was like, "Yeah, I've seen it. I'd say it was pretty good." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Maybe I'll watch that." And then I was,
you said,
yeah. Oh, just like,
Obi-Wan.
okay. If you're at a party and someone's getting really drunk, you're like, "Call me Obi-Wan Kenobi because you're quite gone, kid."
Nice.
Yeah, sorry everybody. Train.
A lot of technical difficulties, it's very humid outside, so I think the internet's a little like worn out because of the heat.
Very humid outside.
It's very humid outside. There are a lot of humans. So yeah, look at that. Look at out there.
Look outside my window.
That's like the birthplace of a train over there. The bird place.
Bird place. The bird place is up there.
Look at this little neighborhood you live in.
Look at that.
Oh shoot, is that yours or that's not your property over there?
We can go down there sometimes, but like we kind of have to ask, and we can only really go if no one else is using it. And then
That's awesome.
if we do go, we can't touch anything, but we can sit down.
That's sick. There's like all these like little nuances you have to like watch out for using it. There's all these stipulations. It's like, oh yeah, we could go down there whenever we want, but we have to ask permission. Also, if no one's also there, but also we can't like touch anything, but we can down.
Yeah, I like over Memorial Day, no one was here at the house because on the other floors, it's a pretty young house. It's like when I first moved here, it was the old man whose building this belongs to, and that guy must be in his 90s now, and he kind of lost it, whether it was Alzheimer's, dementia, or something, and so he moved, and his grandson moved into the basement, and his grandson's friends moved into the first ground floor, and then we're upstairs. So it's like a young house, and technically, his grandson is the boss. So like I have to text him, like, "Hey Tommy, can I use the backyard?"
Yeah. Hey Tom, can I use that? Are you guys having a party? Can I come?
Kind of. Nah, no.
Yeah, that's kind of, kind of. You can kind of come. If kind of you mean you pick up liquor and like drop it off at the house and go back to where you live.
If by kind of you mean you buy your own beer and just hang out by yourself.
Yeah. Then yeah, absolutely, you can. You can come.
Imagine going to like a party in high school and it's like, "Hey Aaron, why don't you come over to my party in high school?" and then
That's what they say.
And then you're like, "All right, cool. Can I bring my friends, this guy, that guy, and that one?" And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, you could bring them, but like maybe if they could like hang out outside, like down the street."
Yeah, then absolutely they can come, but they have to be outside. It's so cool if they could come, but they have to be outside. Is that
Yeah,
cool with you?
Yeah, is that all right? Is that doable?
I mean, yeah, high school party, dude. I would do anything for the adulation, just to be known in high school. That was a stipulation.
Yeah, like I feel like there was stuff like that. Cool. I remember fucking in middle school, this kid, there's this kid that I was friends with, but his friends weren't too fond of me for whatever reason. And I remember like in front of him, the other kids were like, hey, you know, you could be that kid's friend, but like we just don't really want to be his friend. And then like I felt bad for that kid. I was like, hey man, you don't gotta be my friend if it's a problem. And then he was like, no, dude, they just don't know you. You're super funny. Why don't you just like show them how funny you are?
Yeah. Good. Go on.
Yeah. I was in like grade and in California, and I remember I just lied my ass off. Like we were in front of the gymnasium at the school, and it was during the lunch break, and I had a cell phone, like a simple cell phone, and I pretended to call somebody. I did a fake prank call. I did a one-way prank call where I wasn't on the phone with anyone. I just made it up. You know what I mean? I just pretended to have a phone call. And like these kids were like, oh shit. They were like laughing so hard because of what I was saying. And then I hung up even though I wasn't ever on the phone. And they were like, hey man, we had you all wrong. Like you're
Nice. Dude, that was epic. Whoa, what's your gamer tag? Let's play. Hell yeah, dude. Trick those idiots.
yeah, I didn't have
To being
like,
your friend. We had you all wrong.
kids are fucking mean. Like, yeah, it was like on no basis, like on no, just like on no metric. They were like, we don't want to be that kid's friend, just because.
Yeah.
You know,
They're vicious, dude. Kids are even now, still to this day, they're heartless. They don't care.
I don't care about you or anyone.
Yeah, I'm not hanging out with him. Why? I
That
don't
was
like
like
him.
that was the way to get through not being super bullied. You had to be a little bit funny, and if you were, like the other kids just kind of left you alone.
Yeah, I remember 7th grade. I was like a loner, and like I would get bullied all the time, and just like picked on, like get slapped in the back of the head, or like just like, hey white boy, you're so stupid and stuff. And it wasn't until like halfway through the year, like I was able to befriend like maybe 1 or 2 people, but then like I was able to just be really funny. And I remember the bit that got me in with the rest of my classmates and thinking like, oh man, he's actually like pretty cool. I guess President Bush, he was the president at the time. And a popular song that was going around was 50 Cent's In the Club, right? So I would do an impersonation of George Bush singing that song in a club. So I'd be like, shimmy in the club, bottle full of bub. And I'm just like doing like a dance and stuff. Like I'd shimmy and then like lower my like knees to make it look like I'm kind of just like grinding like with like like a stripper or something. And then I remember distinctly like them just like, oh shit, like basically your scenario is like, oh shit, that's so funny, man. Like, oh, we didn't even know that about you, dude. And then they would always ask me to do it and like do other things. And I was known as like the funny white boy instead of just white boy,
Yeah, that's better than just one way or another. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
I mean,
It did. But hey, we did it, man. We survived. And then 8th grade, then we met each other. And then I don't think we really got bullied except for the one kid who was kind of our friend, but he had a heart of gold, but he was still a bully.
yeah.
All right.
R.I.P. Yeah. No, I don't know. What else? No, people are mean. I feel like elementary school, as far as like people being mean, it happened, but elementary school was overall, I feel like a good time in my memory. If I had to general grade to kindergarten to 5th grade, it's like that was pretty much an A. Like if it was a good time, there were some hardships, there was a couple of things, but mostly, everyone was like nice the littler you were. And then middle school is when things became really hard. It was like staunch like difference. And it's like, wow, middle school is mean. And then high school kind of like, at least for me, it was like the first year or two of high school had like it was already much better than middle school, like, but there was still something about it that kind of like was a little sucky. And then it gradually got way better. By junior and senior year, high school was like pretty
Awesome.
Yeah. But those first 2 years, not that they were much better than middle school, but it was like the natural progression. It's like middle school sucked. Then ninth grade sucked less. 10th grade sucked less. And then 11th grade was just regular fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Unless, during that whole time you were like the popular person, which normally would be like somebody was in sports or was just like someone that was pretty. Elementary school, like I agree with. Yeah, it was totally cool. We're all just like, hey, we're like all like little humans. Let's like hang out and stuff. Like I can't really have any hard times in the playground. I think maybe the biggest thing was just like, hey, let's see who the fastest kid in like school is. So then we would race up against like the chain link fence and then run to the school to see who was fastest. And I remember beating Philip. I think I said this story before. That's how I became the fastest kid in school. Like he tripped and fell and then I won. But yeah, it was simple. And the middle school was just like, boom. Now people have attitudes. People are getting personalities. It's weird. It's awkward. You're getting bullied. You're different. And then you meet friends and then it became less bad. And then, yeah, freshman year sucked for me. Sophomore year was getting better. And then, yeah, junior year, senior year, it's like, oh shit, I found my spot, got my friends. We're doing our thing, man.
I remember like I was pretty, like, I don't think I was ever fucking like obese, like, but I was like chubby and stocky for a lot of my childhood. And I remember maybe it was in the 4th grade or something. The skinny kid, his name is Zarky.
Okay.
Zarky Prince Jr. And he challenged me to a race, and it was like an after school race. Like the aides were there, like the school aides were there, and they were like kind of managing the race. And they were like, all right, ready, set, go. And then like we just were running, and he's like, I started late. Like it was like ready, set, go. He went, and then I went. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I lost. So I just like was running as hard as I could. And I overtook him, and I beat him by like a lot, actually. Like I crossed the finish line, and then like a few seconds later, he wasn't like right behind me. I put like a few feet of distance between us. I guess he just quick or something. He was like
turtle. He underestimated you.
Yeah. Well, he was like skinny and stuff, and just I think like the common misconception is like, oh, this kid's skinny, that kid's chubby. Like the skinny kid's probably a faster runner, but I don't know what it was. He just didn't have energy or something, or like he just didn't have the stamina. And I like, and then I remember this is like one of the moments in elementary school where I felt so good about myself and my body. Cause like, I had been really self-conscious about being like kind of chubby. And also in Los Angeles, like, even though, elementary school is really nice, LA is like kind of like a superficial body type place sometimes, not for everyone, but it can be. And especially in the 90s, late 90s, yeah, a little bit, come on. And, like the teacher or the aide, she was like, that kid's actually fast. And I remember she looked at me and pointed at me and made the point of like, you are fast. And I was like, that like, I was like, wow. And I remember I looked behind me, and that kid Zarky was like, he had his hands on his knees, and he's just like breathing really heavy. And he's like, how'd you beat me? Like, I'll never.
How did you do it?
Yeah. He was like, angry. He's like, how'd you do that?
It sounds to me like Zarky did not have a lot of heart. And that's what you had that you beat him with. You beat him with heart and physical, like stamina, speed, and he had none of that.
Yeah, he had good looks, but I had drive.
Yeah, so that's his origin story of how he became a villain.
Zarky Prince Jr. And then at the end, at the end of middle school in the 5th grade, there's like all these like contests or whatever, and there was like a not a relay race, but like a just like a race around the garden, and I got 3rd out of the entire 5th grade, and I remember even then feeling like, wow. And I remember other parents, because it was like other parents were there and stuff, and everyone was like, wow, that kid got 3rd. And I was proud of myself.
Don't judge a book by its cover, man. You know what? Just because you look like however you think you look doesn't mean that you can't do anything. So take that with a grain of salt, man. Everyone out there, all the women, everyone, you could beat Zarky. You have to have the heart and determination.
We all have a different kind of Zarky in our life that we have to overcome.
Yes,
I told
you,
I got almost like expelled from elementary school.
That does not sound familiar. How did that happen?
Well, so it was 4 kids, me and a kid and a kid and a kid. And we were throwing dirt clots at each other, and for those who are watching or listening and they're like, what the fuck is a dirt clot? A dirt clot is a clot of dirt that it looks like a rock, but if you were to touch it, it just turns into dirt. And or if you were to throw it and it lands, it would just pop into dirt. So it's not a rock, it's just a clump of dirt. And so we were throwing dirt clots at each other because it was fun. It's like, and then like they explode and it doesn't hurt because it's a dirt clot.
So dirt, yeah.
And I accidentally picked up a rock. Like we were throwing dirt clots for a while, and then I accidentally pick up a rock and I throw it. And it was like like a school festival, like everyone's parent was there, kind of thing. And I pick up a rock, I throw it, and we're like on other sides of the field. So it's just like, and like I throw a rock and it hits one of the kids in the head. And it's so funny because like he saw it coming, and I know that like we're throwing dirt clots at each other, but the fact that he took it on his head, even though he saw it coming, he's like, yeah, let me just get dirt on my head.
Yeah, he should have definitely moved out of the way. Anybody would just be like, I'm gonna dodge this.
Yeah, it was a rock, and I don't know if I realized it, but I wasn't trying to hurt him. I don't know, we were just throwing shit at each other, and then he gets hit in the head, he falls over, he's crying, he's not bleeding, but it hurt him. He got a rock to the head across the field. And like all the parents like wanted blood. They were like, like to me, and they were talking to the principal, and like I just remember like a circle pit of like adults, and like we're in the middle, and all these adults are like trying to hang me to dry. They're like, hey, this kid's dangerous, he shouldn't go to this school. Like,
what the hell?
Like, they didn't even see it, they didn't know. And the principal, she looked at me because like everyone's yelling, like screaming for blood, and like the principal looks at me and like to the other kids, and well, she looks at me and she's like, please, just what happened from your point of view? I'm like, we were throwing dirt clots, he was throwing dirt clots, I was throwing dirt clots, we were all just throwing dirt clots, I accidentally threw a rock, I wasn't trying to kill him or hurt him, I'm not. Like all these parents are like, he's dangerous. I'm like, I'm not dangerous, we were just throwing stuff at each other. And then like the other kids, the kid that was crying was just uncontrollably crying. He like couldn't speak. It was like a little,
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah, milking it.
Yeah, pretty much. And his mom's holding him, and she wants me dead too. And like the other 2 kids are like, he's right, we were just throwing dirt clots. And like,
yeah, finally some sense. He's right, we were doing that.
Yeah, well, what you say, but it's just like, and then everyone backed off, and I didn't get expelled. And I remember that it was like a moment where like the whole world turned against me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's insane how fast those parents and everyone else turned on you, and they wanted blood.
Yeah.
Hang them to dry.
Yeah. Shoot them.
Yeah, where was Zarky and all this? I bet you he was the one that replaced the dirt clot with that rock, and he was just in the background while everyone was doing that, and he was just like, excellent.
That's sick. That would have been funny.
You'll never beat me now.
And not if you're. How can you beat me if you're expelled?
Yeah. How could you beat me if you're already expelled? And then when you say that thing about like, but we were just throwing like dirt clots, and they're like, yeah, we were throwing dirt clots, and everyone's like, yeah, that kid, maybe he didn't do that. And he's like, no,
Yeah, exactly.
he was throwing rocks because he's bad and dangerous.
Or like somewhere in the playground, like behind a bush, he has like a little marker board. Then he's like,
Yeah. It's like that plan failed. Yeah, that probably all the things that happened that were bad in elementary school was probably because Zarky was trying to get back at you.
that's it.
Foiled again. I'll beat that kid. And he's like looking through the bushes, and like you're just like kind of like on the jungle gym doing, hey everybody, what's up? And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, that son of a duty face. I'll hurt him.
I remember one time because Zarky was in my class, so like kids in your class generally play with each other during recess, and you play with other kids too, but like it was just our class was out, and so were all these other kids, and Zarky, we were in the jungle gym, and I remember amongst everybody, Zarky was at the bottom of the jungle gym because it was like one of those jungle gyms that like had like a dome made of bars where it's like and then you could be in the middle of it. So it's like people are all over it. And there's this like big kid, this like, he was big. Like I was like a little stocky, but this was like a big boy, and he was like hanging on. And then Zarky used to just like tell people what to do. He's just like, and then this kid just drops on him. And he falls right on him and like squishes Zarky like a pancake. So he's just like,
Foiled again. You're on top of the jungle gym, and Zarky's like, you get him from the top. And then he's like, and he just jumps off. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Zarky, dude. What a sick ass like name.
Apparently his uncle or his cousin, his relative was Christopher Columbus, but not like the explorer,
Director,
director. Yeah, I remember he would say that. We were just like, whoa.
Dude, Zarky, that's so cool. Did you know that he's directing Harry Potter right now?
That was why we were all like, wow. What else? Anything else from
Zarky?
There was a library that I would like default to. There was like a book about bearded dragons it was like one of those like 15-page books. Like, you know what I mean? Like a big book.
You're all about it. Yeah. Bearded dragons.
I would look through it like almost like it was like a ritual. It's like I'm in the library. I gotta look at the bearded dragon book.
It's your solace. Yeah. This is where you were able to just kind of just dump all your emotions and whatever into this bearded dragon book.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a book or like a little something.
When you were younger, yeah. When I was in elementary school, I'd always take out and read The Scrambled States of America. It's the book where all the states, like they had faces and stuff, and then they were like, we don't like being over here. Like Mississippi wants to hang out with like Nevada, and like they're in love. So then they all decide to like go to the places where they want to go, and all the states are like scrambled up. And for some reason, I always liked that book and The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, where the wolf talks about how he was like innocent and like he wasn't actually a bad guy.
Oh,
Those are the two.
Did that book have like cool art? It was like like almost like a graphic novel. Like it was like yeah, I remember that book.
It was like very noir, but like it was exactly that. It was just very like graphic novel-esque. I think the same person that made that book did bless you did like the Stinky Cheese Man. Like I don't know if you remember the Stinky Cheese Man. I never read it, but that was like that guy's big thing, and then he made this book. But yeah, I remember that. I think they talked about pork butts or something. I can't remember. That was a good book though. Those two books. My Ritual. And then I remember like when R.L. Stein was like super big, and like I remember everyone in my class like wanted to read all the books as fast as we can. So I remember getting like The Night of the Living Dummies and like sharing it with like this one other kid. And then we're both like looking at the page. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm not like retaining any information, but I'm just like doing like the whole, like my eyes are just like going as fast as I can. I'm like, done, next page, next page. That's stupid.
You're both just trying to race each other to read this book, and like whoever finishes first, like hits the other over the head with the book. It's like,
yeah, that was the winner. I remember going to like the Scholastic like book fair was such a big thing. Like in elementary school, like you'd have a break from school to go and check out all the books and stuff. That was always so cool.
they were all like, I remember like $5 could get you like, I don't know if $5 could get you 5 books, but it was something like that. It's like if you had $5, you can walk away with like a few books, you know? Like
Yeah.
it was something like that.
It was always a spectacle, man. Like they'd give you the I think the booklet in advance, and it's like, oh, this is the stuff that's going to be at the Scholastic book fair. And I'd always be like, oh man, give me some money so I could spend it on like the stuff that I'll use maybe once or twice.
Remember, did the DARE program come to your school?
I like vaguely remember. My thing with like going to elementary school, like I went to a lot of them because growing up I moved a lot, and like mid-year and sometimes I would just kind of like go to a different place. So I can't recall the DARE program. I remember like having people with yo-yos come, and then everybody wanted to buy yo-yos. Not DARE, but a yo-yo guy.
I remember
Yo-yo guy.
in California, all of these, like not all of them, but a lot of the school like announcements would happen out on the field. And also like if we ever had like a fire drill, we had fire and earthquake drills all the time. And those were like the same, where it's like, oh, we have to just go outside and sit down, like on the asphalt. Yeah. And then there was like bomb drills or shooter drills where we had to like go under our desk.
Right. And turn off all the lights.
And yeah, I remember. What else about all that?
You remember going on the computer?
Oh yeah,
the computer big.
got on the computer. I remember they were trying to teach how to type correctly, like your hand.
Yeah.
And I did not. Like I remember making a point not to. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to do this. And I remember an adult, like a woman who worked at the school, she was like, you'll never be able to get this kind of job if you don't learn how to type right. And I'm like, but I can type, watch. And like I just, to this day, I think I type the same way I typed when I was little, except I just type way faster, which is just I have my own way of typing. Like I never did it the way where it's like all your fingers are on F and J, and then you know what I mean, like where you just
it had to be like a certain way where they're like in the middle of the keyboard, pretty much like A S F R W whatever. Like I remember not so much the typing courses, but like I remember like I think we had like I don't think they were Macs, like those colored Macs, like the old school Macs.
yeah.
But we would play like a lot of cool computer games. I think we played like Oregon Trail, and we played this one computer game where it was a math game, and it was like taking place in the snow, and you have to collect the keys to go to like the Snow Kingdom or something like that. That was one I really enjoyed. I wish I remembered it, but can't call.
It was fun because like you can go to the store and just buy a bunch of bullets and just shoot rabbits.
What was it?
In the Oregon Trail, you get
Yeah.
and yeah, just like shoot rabbits when they run across the screen.
Shooting was fun. Shooting is still fun.
I made it across the country a few times.
I think I like died. I don't think I've ever made it across. I can't recall. It's weird to like think about that far back, you know. Is this my cat? Hold on a sec. I think he wants to come in. Oh, no, he's not. I thought Starsky wanted to come in. Haven't seen him. Starsky's up in the he's in the bleachers. I thought I heard him. How you doing, Ron? Yeah, almost done over here. Love you.
Darnky.
Hey, Drongy.
Hey.
Yeah, man. A little back memory lane, huh? When you're like a little.
What?
When you're remembering the times when you were a little kid.
Yeah. Word pontoon a lot lately.
Word pontoon?
Yeah. I just find that word funny these last few days.
Pontoon. That's pretty good. Hey, we gotta go board the pontoon.
We gotta go board the pontoon.
Hey, platoon, we have to board the pontoon.
We have to board the pontoon.
The platoon has to board the pontoon.
What are you gonna do the rest of the day?
The rest of the day, I think we're just chilling. Maybe I'll have to, check out how the lake is doing. Think we're gonna go for a swim somewhere, like at a different part of New Jersey. What about you? What are you doing?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to record the vocals for this song I've been working on. Last night, I don't know if I'm done, but last night I basically put the skeleton song.
Nice. Nice to put like the skin and stuff on it.
It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and I did a little bit of like mixing. It's not perfect, but I did something, and now I really just need to put some words down. And I wrote the lyrics last night, like most of the rest that I hadn't. So I'm just gonna try to do it, and maybe by today, this afternoon, I'll be done with that, and then I could bring it to Christian, and he could help me. Yeah, and I could really.
That's cool, man. It's good to create stuff. It feels good. It feels accomplishing to just like make something.
It feels.
So if you're out there, yeah. It feels what? Tell us.
Accomplished.
Yeah, accomplishing things makes me feel accomplished.
You're in school and the teacher's like, why do accomplishments make us feel good? Anyone? Jeffrey. Accomplished. Yeah, no, yes, right. We accomplish something when we finish it and we feel accomplished. That's right. Accomplished. But what does that feel like? Jeffrey, good.
Yeah, it's that's the perfect kid. What does an accomplishment feel like? How does it feel? Accomplished.
Accomplished.
Yeah, but how does that make you feel? Good. Yeah, it makes me feel good. I love those answers. They're great.
The computer is frying like right in front of you. Like the kids, like his motherboard is just like smoking. Like he's
Any more effort of work, he'll overheat. He'll just like stop working. How does that make you feel? What are you gonna say?
I remember being asked questions like that and just not knowing. Like, I don't know if I didn't know, but I remember like other kids like not knowing how to explain. Like, what is happiness? Happiness is when you like are like really just like happy.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? I don't know. It's just like when you're feeling good about.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
It is always those questions. Like, how could you ask a kid to like expand further on. Like, what is happiness and how does that feel? Good. They're gonna say it feels good.
Okay.
Except for Zarky.
Yeah.
Bad.
The only way he feels good is when he feels bad.
Yeah. He only feels good when he sees bad things happening to you.
Zarky, what's an example of happiness? Defeating my enemies.
Okay. And he looks just at you and he's just like breathing heavily. Defeating my
do you have a problem, Zarky? No. Why?
No. So aggressive, Zarky.
Yeah.
I think you need to chill out, Zarky. What?
There was a girl. Remember in the library, there was a girl who, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how it got here, but like, she kind of just like got at me. She was like, "You're always gonna be fat, Michael. You're never gonna, you know." She's like, "You're always gonna be fat," like kind of thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she just like I can't remember the context, but it was like me. I was like laying on my stomach on the floor in the library, like drawing or writing something. Another kid was doing the same, and then like 3 or so kids were at a table like right next to us, and we were just all fucking just being at the library. And it must have been the third grade, and yeah, it's like you're always gonna be fat, and I was like it was kind of quiet, and I was upset, and I was like, I could drop the weight. You're always gonna be a bitch. And,
oh shit! Yeah,
like,
get her.
because I had started watching South Park in elementary school, so I was starting to acquire all sorts of bad words. But yeah,
You felt the Zarky side of you come out, but
and
honestly, it could have been unprovoked. Like she just said that because she just said that. That's a kid thing to do, like out of nowhere. You're always gonna be fat, and then she goes back to like drawing. Oh, I thought you were gonna continue.
um, I remember in elementary school there was a kid who like we were pretty good friends, and then like for my birthday, my godfather gave me like $25 or something, and I was like, wow. And this kid was over when I got money, and he was like, let's go see a movie. Like he like really kind of like obviously no one can force you, but he really pushed. Like he saw me get money, and he was like, why don't we go to a movie? And like he kind of made me buy him a movie ticket. And I remember bad because I was like, well, I wanted to spend it. Like I didn't know what I wanted to spend it on, but I wanted to spend it on something else. So I remember trying to ask him later. I was like, hey, can you actually pay me for that movie? Because I didn't really want to have to do that. Like, you know, I felt it was an awkward thing. It was like part of growing up of just like, don't do what people want you to do all the time, you know? And he got like, I remember for like the rest of that school year, he was like, he was my enemy. He fucking hated me so much. And all I was asking was like, can you give me like $7 for the movie? Like, cause I want to spend it on that. And he was like, he took it. I was insulting his humanity. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like it was such a big fucking problem asking this kid for $7. And it got to the point where it was like, we would, again, whether it was like at the lunch pavilion or in the library, if he was around and like say I said something, laughed, he would be like, hey, what are you guys laughing at? I can't hear the joke you're laughing at. Is someone else here? Like stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
really overtly acting like that. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It's like,
yeah, really.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Friggin' kids, dude. They can be bad eggs. Real bad.
Here, before you leave, why don't you tell the audience what you want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
I don't want nothing but a good time, man. Don't need nothing but a good time. Yeah, I just, I want to be able to do the things I set my mind to doing. I want to enjoy my life, have it be adventurous, live somewhat comfortable, but also at the same time, push myself out of that comforting, complacent spot to just like do things that make you feel alive. You know,
Yeah.
think to live to the fullest. What about you, my man?
Pretty much the same. I would love to like just be living a life where most of my time is spent just working on the stuff I really want to work on. I don't have to worry about my money too much because I just don't. And just like make 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 stuff. Just like make
Yeah.
stuff all the time. That'd be really
Oh,
cool. Help people. Like to be creative, but to also like whether it's through that creativity or next to that creativity to like give people a chance. Because there are so many people that like will like they just won't have a chance. And I would love to like help people have a chance.
give
Yeah.
people opportunities, man. Yeah, I feel that. I'd like to give back. Whatever I get, I'd like to give back and let this be like a nice cycle of like, oh, we're all thriving, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby boys and girls.
Yeah. So a reminder, everyone, if you make a lot of money, just help someone else out after you help yourself out.
Yeah.
And don't be mean. Don't be Zarky. Don't be anyone else that's been mean in this story.
Yeah. Do not be mean. That's the key word. Don't and mean.
Yeah, those are the key. Do not be mean. You can take them individually or you can string them together.
Yeah. I like that. So if you become rich, help yourself, help others, help us. We'll help you,
Right in the comments. Oh yeah, we just start doing that. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, click like to subscribe.
Click like to subscribe and don't forget to ding that notification bell because you don't want to miss out on any really cool stuff
from the internet exchange, and a lot more is coming on its way. Maybe. Bye.
Yeah. Should I stop?
Yeah. What? Is this good for you?